the creation of Soviet satellite states in Eastern Europe. So the term satellite states refers to a country that was once independent and which had now fallen under the control of another country. In the case of our topic, countries that fell under Soviet control. So during 1944 to 1945, the Soviet Union freed many countries in Eastern Europe from Nazi rule, but Stalin was reluctant to give up control of these countries because they provided a useful buffer zone, and he began to turn them into satellite states. In fact, this even began well before 1944, when in 1940 the Baltic states of Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia were captured by the USSR and treated as part of the USSR. Then, as Nazi Germany was pushed back across Europe, we see various events that lead to the creation of satellite states. So firstly, in 1944, Poles staged a rebellion against German occupation known as the Warsaw Uprising. But the Soviets promised to help them and support them, but instead they waited for the uprising to be crushed by the Nazis. They then invaded Poland, pushed back the Nazis and Germany out of the country, and put in place a pro-communist government, which was entirely communist by the year 1947. Also, across 1944 to 1945, the Red Army, the Soviet Army, took control of Bulgaria, Romania, and eastern parts of Germany and brought communist governments in there. In 1945, there were elections in Hungary. This saw some communists being elected, but then another election in 1947 saw voters being intimidated at the polls and a communist government being elected. And a similar pattern happens in Czechoslovakia, which had been a democratic country before the Nazi occupation and invasion. But in February 1948, communists in Czechoslovakia, supported by the USSR, staged a coup which removed the government and put in place a pro-communist government instead. The countries of Yugoslavia and Albania were also known as satellite states, although they were never actually occupied by the Red Army.